Borley Rectory is a country house in Essex, England, that has been reputedly haunted since the 1920s. The house has been the subject of numerous books, articles, and television documentaries, and it has been visited by many people who claim to have experienced paranormal activity. The history of Borley Rectory is long and complex. The first rector of Borley, Henry Waldegrave, was appointed in 1377. The Waldegrave family lived at the rectory for over 200 years, and during that time there were several reports of paranormal activity. In 1577, for example, a servant girl named Mary Smith claimed to have seen the ghost of a woman in white. The Waldegrave family eventually left Borley Rectory, and the house was passed down through several different families. In the 1920s, the rectory was purchased by the Reverend Guy Smith and his wife, Mary Ann. The Smiths were soon plagued by paranormal activity, including footsteps, disembodied voices, and objects that moved on their own. The Smiths' experiences at Borley Rectory attracted the attention of the media, and the house soon became known as the most haunted house in England. In 1938, a team of investigators from the Society for Psychical Research, SUR, conducted a series of investigations at Borley Rectory. The SPA investigators reported a wide range of paranormal activity, including apparitions, poltergeist activity, and telekinesis. The haunting of Borley Rectory continued for many years, and the house eventually became so notorious that it was nicknamed the Amityville of England. In 1939, the rectory was destroyed by fire, and it has never been rebuilt. However, the legend of Borley Rectory lives on, and it continues to fascinate people all over the world. Here are some of the most famous paranormal experiences that have been reported at Borley Rectory. In 1929, Mary Ann Smith claimed to have seen the ghost of a nun walking down the stairs of the rectory. In 1930, a team of investigators from the Spear reported seeing a dark figure standing in the doorway of the rectory's library. In 1931, a poltergeist was reported to be active at the rectory. Objects would move on their own, and there were reports of loud noises and footsteps. In 1938, a team of investigators from the Spear reported seeing an apparition of a woman in white. There are many theories about the cause of the paranormal activity at Borley Rectory. Some people believe that the house is haunted by the ghosts of the Waldegrave family. Others believe that the house is haunted by the ghosts of people who were buried in the nearby churchyard. Still others believe that the house is haunted by a poltergeist. The haunting of Borley Rectory is a complex and fascinating story. There is no one definitive explanation for the paranormal activity that has been reported at the house. However, the legend of Borley Rectory continues to fascinate people all over the world. Here are some of the most famous people who have visited Borley Rectory. Harry Houdini, the famous magician, visited Borley Rectory in 1929 to investigate the paranormal activity. He was not convinced that the house was haunted, and he attributed the paranormal activity to natural causes. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of the Sherlock Holmes stories, visited Borley Rectory in 1929. He was a believer in the paranormal, and he was intrigued by the reports of activity at the house. The Reverend Lionel Fanthorpe, a British clergyman and author, visited Borley Rectory in the 1960s. He was a leading expert on the paranormal, and he wrote extensively about his experiences at the house. The haunting of Borley Rectory has been the subject of many books, articles, and television documentaries. The house has also been featured in several films, including The Haunting of Borley Rectory, 1963, and The Legend of Hell House, 1973. The legend of Borley Rectory continues to fascinate people all over the world. The house is a reminder that there are still many mysteries in the world that we cannot explain.